put it on there.
You can start with Uncle.
Okay, so Hare Krishna to everyone, to our program to celebrate Nrsingha Chaturdasi, the glorious appearance of Sri Nrsingha Dev. We have a full variety program today, and we will begin with the abhishek program, and we'll switch over to our temple with our lovely pujaris will be conducting the abhishek. But just to set the mood, throughout this evening, we should chant Lord Nrsingha Dev's name. So I would like to begin now, and many of you will know this mantra. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jaya Jaya Nrsingha Dev, Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Oh glories to Lord Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha. Oh glories to Lord Nrsingha Dev. The Lord of Pralad, like honeybee, is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune. So with that invocation, I would like to ask the technical people to switch over to our temple now for the abhishek. And then later we'll come back. There'll be kirtans by devotees, and there'll be a class, and then there'll be a drama by the children of Bhagopal. And at the end, there'll be a final kirtan by Radharup. And after that, Haridas will be inviting all of us in your homes to offer a jyot and a ghee lamp to Lord Nrsingha Dev in your home. Hare Krishna. So if we switch over.
Play the music.
Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Shri Nrsingha, Prahladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum, Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam, Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityom Namamyaham. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Shri Nrsingha, Prahladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum, Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam, Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityom Namamyaham. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Shri Nrsingha, Prahladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum, Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam, Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityom Namamyaham. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Shri Nrsingha, Prahladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa, Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum, Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam, Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityom Namamyaham. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं
We're at a unique time in history where, for the first time, we're witnessing
मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्। नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह। प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मभृङ्गा, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम् नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम् नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम् नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गा उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम् नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंह श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गा उग्रं वीरं
Hare Krishna. So, welcome everyone. In this one poetry, nothing program. I'm doing the talk for her, and she is my wife. Can not be we are now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
नरसिंह देव की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि, जय राधा माधव की जय। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी गिरधरधारी, गोपी गिरधरधारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, यशोदा
Straight to us. So, very well, everyone. Welcome to Nrsingha Chaturdasi program. We'll start with a prayer sung by Prahlad Maharaj, so everyone knows it. Jai Narayan, 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 Hari Hari. Jai Jai Narayan Narayan Hari Hari 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 Bhajman Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Narayan Narayan Bhajman Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Narayan Narayan Jai Jai Narayan Narayan Hari Hari 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 Lakshmi 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 Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Jai Jai 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 Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Jai Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Teri Leela Sabse Nyari Nyari Hari Hari Teri Leela Sabse Nyari Nyari Hari Hari Teri Leela Sabse Nyari Nyari Hari Hari तेरी महिमा सबसे प्यारी प्यारी हरी हरी तेरी महिमा सबसे प्यारी प्यारी हरी भजन नारायण नारायण हरी हरी Shriman Narayan Jai Narayan Narayan Hari Hari Jai Narayan 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jai Jai Nrsingha. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda. Jai Nrsingha Shri Nrsingha Jai Jai Nrsingha. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda. Jai Nrsingha Shri Nrsingha Jai Jai Nrsingha. Jai Nrsingha Shri Nrsingha Jai Jai Nrsingha. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda. Jai Narayana Narayana Hari Hari. Jai Narayana Narayana Hari Hari. Jai Hari Hari. Jai Hari Hari. Jaya Hari Hari. Jai 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 Hari Hari.
Lord Nrsingha Dev ki,
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki, Gaura Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Gurudev ki Jai. So, thank you for listening and thank you, Guru Sevak. And there's an engineer behind all this. His name is Alok Prabhu, and he's busy swapping over scenes. Just wanted to say something before Vidhu Prabhu gives the talk. We should realize that Hiranyakashipu did so much austerity, and his focus was Lord Brahma. And he asked for eternity from him. Lord Brahma couldn't give it. And you see, Prahlad Maharaj, he just did Simran. He always meditated on, Narayan, Sri Narayan. And he didn't even ask for eternity. And when the Lordship turned up, everybody saw the form of Adbhut Nrsingha Dev for the first time. So please don't think Prahlad Maharaj knew that Nrsingha Dev, he had taken darshan before. He just saw him as Narayan. And it is said that Prahlad Maharaj was just looking at the lotus feet of, Sri Narayan and not looking at the face, whereas everybody else was looking at the mukha, the Adbhut Mukha, and they were becoming frightened. Even Brahmaji, even Lakshmi got frightened. So Vidur has got a whole talk there, but I just thought those who worship the demigods and ask for, big rewards, the demigods are unable to give. Whereas Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu, when you ask them for a boon, they consider it, and the devotees, paritranaya sadhuna, vinashaya cha dushkritam. So they'll destroy the demons, but they'll reward the sadhus. So we are all devotees, and at the moment, Hiranyakashipu is in the form of coronavirus. So if we become Prahlad Maharaj and the Lordship is waiting behind pillars to do something, but maybe our faith in Narayan or Krishna isn't that strong. So I think today's, Parents' Day, should make us really, really pray from the heart, Lordship, do what you feel is the best. We leave it to him. And tomorrow, I'm sure Vidu will emphasize, is Radha Ramanji's appearance day. And please realize Radha Ramanji appeared from a shaligram. So, Nrsingha, they came from a pillar, and from Shaligram, Radha Ramanji came. And please realize the Lord has demonstrated that if he can come from the pillar or a shaligram, he can also come from our loving hearts and give us darshan and protect us. And I would like to thank all the devotees for tuning in and joining in with the festivals. I'd like to thank the pujaris. They set up the abhishek, and everybody who, Isha Madhvi, she sang the, Jai Radha Madhav, and Radha Ru will be singing later on. And Vidu Prabhu, we are doing the festival on virtual. It doesn't have the same kind of close feeling, but the subject matter is the same. So we are actually communicating with each other in the cyberspace, and just these kirtans going live into the space will actually change what's happening in the planet Earth. So without saying any further, I request Vidu Prabhu to please enlighten us on this beautiful festival. Thank you very much. Jai Ho.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us on the celebration of Nrsingha Dev's appearance day. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchan Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first, little glorification of Nrsingha through some mantras. The one we've been chanting all along to this evening so far is Jai Nrsingha, Shri Nrsingha, Jaya Jaya Nrsingha, Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringa. The meaning of that is, all glories Lord Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha. All glories to Lord Nrsingha Dev. The Lord of Prahlad, like a honeybee, is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune. What I find so fascinating about today is that this festival actually excites a lot of people, a lot of devotees get really enthused by this festival. And it's evident by the postings which are on our WhatsApp groups. So many people are just wishing everybody a happy Nrsingha Jayanti. Others are sending pictures and some audio clips, video clips. So it shows that Nrsingha there, who's when his appearance was ferocious personality, he was ferocious. Even all the demigods were afraid to approach him. And yet all the devotees find him very endearing. And they want to do something on this day. So just like it says in this verse, Prahlad, like a honeybee, is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of nature, Lakshmi Nrsingha. Then there's some few mantras here. Om Nrsingha. These are different names, different glorification of Nrsingha there. There's 6 of them here. And then there's a whole book with Nrsingha Sahasranam, so the 1,000 names of Nrsingha there. Om Nrsingha Namah. Om Mahasinghaya Namah. Om Divya Singhaya Namah. Om Mahabalaya Namah. Om Ugra Singhaya Namah. Om Mahadevaya Namah. So it's just a few names of Nrsingha there. And the meaning of these 6 names, the translation of here is Om. I invoke the name of the half-man, half-lion Lord, the great lion, the divine lion. Okay, so the great lion, Mahasinghaya, the divine lion, Divya Singhaya, the greatly powerful lion, Mahabalaya Namaha, the terrifying lion, Ugra Singhaya Namaha, and the Lord of Lords, Mahadevaya Namaha. Let's see, Nrsingha Dev Ki Jai. And then a long time ago, reading in the Bhagavatam 5th canto, I came across this verse which is glorifying Lord Nrsingha Dev. And I liked it so much that I chant it every morning whenever I jump into my car. And it's a beautiful verse. And what this is in the 5th canto, they're describing different dweeps, islands. Well, not technically they're different than islands. Like this is Bharatvarsh, but Bharatvarsh in Jambu Dweep. So there are different dweeps. So, and the different dweeps, different personalities of the Supreme Lord are glorified. And one of them is Lord Nrsingha there. So here I'll chant this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsinghaya. Namaste Tejase Avir Bhava. Vajra Nakha Vajra Damshta Karma Shayan. Randaya Tamo Grassa Om Swaha. Abhayam Atmani Bhuvishda Om Shru. And the translation is, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingha Dev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. This is an amazing prayer. And it's addressing what we as aspiring devotees should be focusing on. Nrsingha Dev we usually approach when we have some physical distress, physical illness, physical danger. But look at what this verse is addressing. It's about things we should be doing inside us, right? It's guiding us how we should be changing what's happening inside us. I'll read this again, okay? I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingha Dev, the source of all power. Oh my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our what? Demon-like desires. For what? For fruitive activity. So our desire for fruitive activities, which leads to sense gratification, they are compared to demon-like desires. They are compared to demons. So we are addressing Arsenal Nrsingha that please destroy this. Destroy that desire in me for demon-like, for the demon-like desires in me for fruitive activity, karma. Yes. In this material world. Then please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for what? Existence in this material world. I love quoting Prabhupada, who said in one of his small books, material life is simply a struggle for existence. Yes? Material life is simply a struggle for existence. Here we are praying to Nrsingha there. Come in our hearts, drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. What a prayer! And that reminds me of Bhagavad Gita actually, because that was the situation in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna was addressing his external enemies. Arjuna was addressing, all these formidable soldiers he would face, and they were incredible fighters like Bhishma Dev, Kripacharya, Khan, so many, and the army on the other side was bigger than his own army. He was outnumbered 11-7. 11-7 is outnumbered, and the number of amazing generals on the other side was astounding. So he was addressing that fear in him, that how on earth do I fight these? And yet there are my relations, they're all related to me. But as the Gita progresses, Krishna turns to something else. He says, forget this. These are not your bigger enemies. The bigger enemies are inside you, Arjuna. They're inside you. Kamasya, Krodasya, Rajoguna, Samuddhava. He says, the all devouring simple enemy of the world, what is that? Lust. Lust is within you. So that's what I found so fascinating, this verse. And this I chant it whenever I especially in the mornings when I first get into the car, among other things I chant. So don't just think of Nrsingha there as someone who you pray to, turn to, if there is some material distress, material illness, you're faced with that. Don't just turn to. Take the instruction of this verse and plead for Lord Nrsingha's mercy to have a transformation within you as devotees, to make your journey out of this material world, easier. By His grace, that can happen. So now, that was the message, which is very good for the devotees. But now a little bit about the actual pastime of this appearance, and then we'll take a few passages from Bhagavatam. So the background is that Hiranyakashipu's brother was killed by the Lord when he appeared as Vara. They were both terrorizing the universe, both Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So his brother Hiranyaksha was killed, and this made Nrsingha very angry. Made Hiranyakashipu very angry at Lord Vishnu, saying, Lord Vishnu is my enemy. He's killed my brother. I want revenge. So he became determined to become very powerful. So he said, what He's Lord Brahma. He's the most powerful personality in this universe. I will become like him. I want to become like Lord Brahma. So he went to Mandra mountain, and he started to do incredible penance, incredible tapasya. This tapasya was so powerful, it started affecting other beings on other planets. That's how powerful this tapasya was. The demigods became disturbed by this, and then they went together to Lord Brahma, saying, my dear Lord, this personality, he's doing this tapasya, but he's disturbing all the planets. We cannot stay on our own planets. You please go, please somehow do something. So Lord Brahma went. He went, but he took all the demigods with him. He didn't just go alone. He went on a swan like a Viman, and all the demigods who were there, they all went with him. And he came to where Mandrachal, where he was doing his tapasya, Hiranyakashipu. And first, because he was doing this stuff for so many years, for a very long time, an ant hill had built up over him. So he was beneath an ant hill. And it was such a long time, and he was so still in this tapasya that the worms and the ants and other insects had eaten all the flesh of his body. And then Lord Brahma eventually realized this is where the light's coming from. There's some energy emanating from his head, going throughout the universe. It's energy. And they realized from the source of the light that is where Hiranyakashipu is. So from his kamandalu, the water pot, he took some and threw some on Hiranyakashipu, and then he came out rejuvenated. His body, which was basically just bones, became normal. In fact, became better than normal. He came out and he just paid his obeisances to Lord Brahma. And the Lord Brahma said, I'm so pleased with your tapasya. I would like to give you a boon. Please ask for a boon. So first he asked that, I want to become immortal. I want to become immortal. I don't, and Lord Brahma said, I cannot give you that. That is not possible. Why? Because I myself am mortal. How can I give you something which I don't have myself? So then Hiranyakashipu wanted to be very intelligent, and he wanted to ask in a roundabout way how he can become immortal. He asked for many things. He said, let me not be killed by human beings, by animals, by aquatics, by any creature which was made by Lord Brahma. Yes? So the universe was populated by Lord Brahma after creation. So any creature you have created, let me not die at their hands. Let me not die outside a residence or inside a residence. Let me not die in the sky or in the water or on the ground. So this way, he tried to cover everything. Let me not be killed by, he mentioned demigods, by danavas, so those are different ways he tried to cover himself, and by making sure that no way can he be killed. So yes, and either in the daytime or the nighttime was also added. So so Lord Brahma said, Tatashtu, you can have this. And then with that blessing, he became a tyrant in the whole universe. With that blessing, he felt he was immortal. No one could defeat him, the entire universe. And then he took control of the whole universe. He became so powerful. This passage it says here from the Bhagavatam, 7th canto, the story of Nrsingha there is all in the 7th canto. It says, the demon Hiranyakashipu, having thus been blessed by Lord Brahma, having acquired a lustrous golden body, continued to remember the death of his brother and therefore be envious of Lord Vishnu. Remember, to him, Lord Vishnu was the enemy he wanted to kill. Hiranyakashipu became the conqueror of the entire universe. Indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the 3 worlds, upper, middle, and lower, including the planets of the human beings, the Gandharvas, the Garuds, the great serpents, the Siddhas, the Charanas, the Vidyadharas, the great saints, Yamaraj, the Manus, the Yakshas, the Rakshasas, the Pishachas, and the masters of the ghosts and bhutas. He defeated the rulers of all the other planets with their living entities and brought them under his control. Conquering the abodes of all, he seized their power and influence. Hiranyakashipu, who possessed all opulence, began residing in heaven with its famous Nandana garden, which is Indra's garden, which is enjoyed by the demigods. In fact, he resided in the most opulent palace of Indra, the king of heaven. The palace had been directly constructed by the demigod architect Vishwakarma and was as beautifully made as if the goddess of fortune of the entire universe resided there. So prior to this, so he is now controlling the entire universe, more or less. Hiranyakashipu became that powerful. He is residing in Indra's palace. The demigods who are on the different planets couldn't stay in those different planets. They had to leave their planets and flee. They had to run for their own safety. And another thing he did, another thing Hiranyakashipu did was, because Vishnu was seen as his enemy, what he told his soldiers and army, he says, go to the earth planet. So go to the earth planet and destroy this Vedic culture. Yes. Such things as where the Brahmins are doing yagyas, cow protection, all these different things. He wanted to kill Vedic culture. He says that demigods subsist, they're dependent on the yagyas done on the earth planet by the saintly people. We need to cut the tree at its root. If we cut the tree at its root, then the tree will die. Yes. And he saw that the demigods can be defeated, vanquished, will be finished if we finish the yagyas on the earth planet by which they are living. So, and that indicates that this Vedic culture is so important, and the few of us who are trying to practice it, we must preserve it, promote it. It's our mission. That's what Prabhupada went around the world. Yesterday, the previous Sita Jayanti were learning very nicely, listening very nicely that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with this beautiful fruit he came with, but he needed help to distribute it. And I said, wow, that's Prabhupada. Prabhupada took the fruit from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went over the world, and in the form of his books, he gave this beautiful fruit to the whole world so that the whole world can uplift themselves. Yes. So that culture, Vedic culture, cow protection, yajnas, recitation of the scriptures, kirtan, all these limbs of devotion, they need to be promoted, preserved and promoted. That's our mission. We should dedicate ourselves to doing that. Because this is what was being targeted by Hiranyakashipu. He says, stop all those things. Stop all those things. That will stop the nourishment of the demigod and they'll be finished. So that is the mission. Now it says in this Bhagavatam, actually Hiranyakashipu had 4 children. And of which the most prominent one is, of course, Prahlad. And of course, by making Vishnu his enemy who had to be destroyed, Hiranyakashipu also didn't like anyone glorifying Vishnu. So everyone in the universe that was made glorify Hiranyakashipu, praise him, yes, flatter him, praise him. Bit like those of you who watch the news, Donald Trump likes to be praised. He doesn't like it when we criticize him, and he sees body language. So here was Hiranyakashipu, Vishnu needs to be taken out of the picture. I need to be praised. So everyone around the different planets, even including demigods, ended up praising him for their own survival. And he even wanted his sons to praise him. But when they were young, Prahlad Maharaj, he was, you're young, and you love your little children, the darling little, children. And he sent him off to Gurukul. The Gurukul was run by Shukracharya's 2 sons, Amak and Shanda. Shukracharya's 2 sons. So they were in Gurukul and Prahlad went there. But Prahlad was already a devotee. He was already a devotee because prior to his birth, Narad Muni took Hiranyakashipu was away doing tapasya. His Dharmapatni was pregnant with Prahlad, and the demigods thought, let's go and kill her now, so that there's no progeny afterwards. But Narad Muni intervened and said, no. The person in the womb right now is not an enemy of yours. He's a great devotee of the Lord. Do not touch him. Do not touch this lady. So he took her away, and then he looked after her. And with Prahlad in the womb, Narad was speaking beautiful things on devotion to the Lord and all about the Lord. So Prahlad was learning all his devotion from Narad Muni while he was in the womb of his mother. So when he came out, he went to Gurukul, and Shanda and Amarka were trying to teach him all these different things, and where they make out that his father was the greatest personality in the universe. He sort of heard it but ignored it, because inside his heart he was already a devotee. So Prahlad asked. So once, at some time they went, Prahlad went back to his father, to his palace, and to the father. Father sat him on his lap and he said, "Now, my boy, what is the most wonderful thing what's the best thing you've learned at school now? What's the best thing?" And Prahlad says, well, the one best thing was that, Lord Vishnu Oh, Vishnu is great. Well, Vishnu is wonderful. And because he was young, and it's the first time, Hiranyakashipu laughed. As little children, what else can you expect from them? But he told the Gurukul teachers, now look, take him back, but do teaching what I want you to teach. Okay, please do that. Take it seriously. So he went back, and again, they did their best attempt to teaching Dharma Kam. 3 words. There's a 3 word, not the 4th one, moksha. They didn't mention that. It's just 3 words. Dharma and Kam. Teaching that. Again, they did their best, and then they felt that okay, I think he's now ready. That I think he's ready to go back to his parents, and can tell them. It says after some time, the teacher Shanda and Amar thought that Prahlad Maharaj was sufficiently educated in the diplomatic affairs of pacifying public leaders, appeasing them and giving them posts. So these are different limbs of diplomacy, rulership. One day after Prahlad's mother personally washed the boy and dressed him nicely with sufficient ornaments, they presented him before their father. When Hiranyakashipu saw that his child had fallen at his feet and was offering obeisances as an affectionate father, he immediately began showering blessings upon the child and embraced him with both arms. A father naturally feels happy to embrace his son. And Hiranyakashipu became very happy in this way. Then he says, my dear Prahlad, my dear son, for so much time you've heard many things from your teachers. Now please repeat to me whatever you think is best of that knowledge. And this, the next answer, Bhagavatam 7th canto, chapter 5, verses 23 and 24. This is one of the root verses for devotees, yes? 9 limbs of bhakti. Shri Praradu Vacha, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atman Vedanam. Then there's a complement verse to that. Prahlad Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendent holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering praise to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. Wow. This made Hiranyakashipu extremely angry. He was not happy. After hearing these words of devotional service from the mouth of his own son Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry. His lips trembling, his focus follows to Shanda, the son of his guru, Shukracharya. Look at these words he uses. Look at the next verse. He says, "O unqualified, most heinous son of a Brahman, you have disobeyed my order and taken shelter of the party of my enemies. You have taught this poor boy about devotional service. What is this nonsense?" So this was his mood. This was his mood. He was ready to pounce on these teachers. Then the Guru Putra says, Shanta, he replied, he said, "O king, whatever your son Prahlad has said was not taught to him by me or anyone else. His spontaneous devotional service has naturally developed in him. Therefore, please give up your anger and do not unnecessarily accuse us. It is not good to insult a Brahman in this way." And then Hiranyakashipu turns to Prahlad and says, "You rascal, most fallen of our family, if you have not received this education from your teachers, where have you gotten it?" And then there's many verses where Prahlad Maharaj who gives an amazing answer about the fruitlessness of a karmic way of life and what it leads to. After Prahlad Maharaj spoke and in this way becomes silent, Hiranyakashipu, blinded by anger, threw him off his lap and onto the ground. So it's the first time he laughed, oh, young children, what can you expect from young children? They will say these things. Second time he came very angry, very angry. But somehow he sent him back to Gurukul with a severe warning to the teachers. That, So he sends him back to Gurukul. He goes back to Gurukul, Prahlad. And what happens? These teachers are now nervous. They even asking, "Well, where do you learn these things from? We're not teaching you." Prahlad's school friends, the other Gurukulis there, they're asking, Prahlad, where did you learn all these things? Our teachers are not teaching these things. And then Prahlad begins to instruct his Gurukul friends. He said Gurukul is meant to be learning, and they're teaching all materialistic way of life. But Prahlad was born as a devotee, and so although he absorbed it, but he wasn't having an influence on his devotional life. He wasn't having. In fact, he started to teach it to his school friends, his Gurukul friends. He started to teach them devotionals. So they were amazed. And then he revealed to them, because they're asking, where did you learn all this? That's when he says, this whole chapter entitled, What Prahlad Learned in the Womb. So that's a story of how Narad Muni educated him. And at the end of all that, what's the conclusion of ending all of that? After Prahlad is teaching all his Gurukul friends, he said, Narad Muni says, all the sons of the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlad Maharaj and took them very seriously. They rejected the materialistic instructions given by the teachers, Chanda and Amarika. The teachers, when Chanda and Amarika, the sons of Shukracharya, observed that all the students, the sons of the demons, were becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness because of the association of Prahlad Maharaj. This is the effect of association with a pure devotee. Prahlad Maharaj, maybe 5 pure devotee. By his association, others are influenced to become Krishna conscious also. While becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness because of the association of Prahlad, they were afraid. They approached the king. They were afraid, but they again went to Hiranyakashipu and described what was happening. When Hiranyakashipu understood the entire situation, he was extremely angry, so much so that his body trembled. Then he finally decided to kill his son. Hiranyakashipu was by nature very cruel, and feeling insulted, he began hissing like a snake, trampled upon by someone's foot. His son Prahlad was peaceful, mild, and gentle. His senses were under control, and he stood before Hiranyakashipu with folded hands. According to Prahlad's his age and behavior, he was not to be chastised. Children need to be forgiven if they make mistakes. Yet with staring, crooked eyes, Hiranyakashipu rebuked him with the following harsh words. O most impudent, most unintelligent disruptor of the family, O lowest of mankind. This is original child abuse. Prahlad is 5 years old, but look at the way he's angry, he's trembling, he's hissing, eyes are red with anger, and the words he's using. You have violated my power to rule you, and therefore you are an obstinate fool. Today I shall send you to the place of Yamaraj. My son Prahlad, you rascal, you know that when I'm angry, all the planets of the 3 worlds tremble, along with the chief rulers. By whose power has a rascal like you become so impudent that you appear fearless and overstep my power to rule you? Prahlad Maharaj replies, my dear king, the source of my power, strength of which you are asking is also the source of yours. Yeah? Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. He is not only your strength or mine, but the only strength for everyone. Without him, no one can get any strength. Whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior, everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of God. So he gives many quite a few verses there. Then Hiranyakashipu, you rascal, you are trying to minimize my value as if you are better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands, but this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged by those about to die. And he makes many threats. He makes many threats, and then he begins the process to try and kill Prahlad. He tells his assistants, take him away, kill him, and they try their best. They send the elephants in, they get the snakes on him, to try and set him on fire, and all different things are tried, but to no avail. Eventually, Nrsingha Dev had enough. He had enough. Just. So while okay, here we go. This is Nrsingha Dev's appearance. Just check the time. Oh, am I okay for a few more minutes? I'll do this quickly now. I'll do this quickly because let's see the appearance of Lord Nrsingha there, right? Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu was very great in bodily strength, chastised the exalted devotee son Prahlad with harsh words. Cursing him again and again, Hiranyakashipu took his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger struck his fist against the column, the stone column. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. Oh my dear Yudhishthira, this is Narad Muni speaking. Yudhishthira, this sound reached even the abodes of the demigods like Lord Brahma. And when the demigods heard it, they thought, oh, now our planets are being destroyed. The sound was amazing. They thought their own planets were in danger. While showing his extraordinary power, Hiranyakashipu, who desired to kill his own son, heard the wonderful tumultuous sound which had never before been heard. Upon hearing the sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of the sound in the assembly. to prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. That form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Nrsingha there, the king. While Hiranyakashipu looked around to find the source of the sound, a wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion? Hiranyakashipu studied this form, and he murmured to himself, Lord Vishnu, who possesses great mystery power, has made this plan to kill me. What is the use of such an attempt? Who can fight with me? Thinking like this, taking up his club, Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord like an elephant. That's amazing, Almost everybody else is frightened, but he is fearless. He goes charging in. Let me kill. This is my enemy is here. Vishnu is here. I must kill him now. When Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord, who was full of effulgence, Hiranyakashipu became invisible. The light coming from the Lord, he went in like as if this morning he said goes into the light, then you can't see it. So Hiranyakashipu disappeared like that. This is not at all astonishing, for the Lord is always situated in pure goodness. How can darkness be seen when light is around you? Formerly, during creation, he entered the dark universe and illuminated it by his spiritual intelligence. Thereafter, the great demon Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry, attacked Nrsingha there with his club and began to beat him. Lord Nrsingha captured the great demon along with his club, just as Guru might capture a great snake. So then, for a few verses, the fight is described. It even says after a while, Hiranyakashipu took a little rest because he was tired. He took a little rest. When Hiranyakashipu was freed from the hands of Nrsingha there, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his power. Thereafter, after taking a little rest from the fight, so he had a little rest, he took up his sword and shield and again attacked the Lord with great force. I want to touch on the fact that this is our today and tomorrow is a 3-day festival. The 3 events we are celebrating, okay? First, the appearance of Lord Nrsingha there. Then the destruction, the killing of Hiranyakashipu, and tomorrow the appearance of Radharani. Right? It's like a 3-event festival. This is. So understand one thing: dusk is not the time when the Lord appears. The Lord has already appeared, and this is a long fight. Someone mentioned in one class, this is hours, fight for many hours. So Lord appeared a long time, some time ago, and this is the fight's happening now. At dusk is when second event happens. Hiranyakashipu is killed. I just remember that. I was in class. Then the description of the fight. Now, this is it. As a snake captures a mouse, so Guru captures a venomous snake. Lord Nrsingha that captured Hiranyakashipu, who could not be pierced even by the thunderbolt of King. As Hiranyakashipu moved his limbs here, there, and all around, very much afflicted at being captured, Lord Nrsingha there placed a demon on his lap, supporting him with his thighs, and in the doorway of the assembly hall, the Lord very easily tore the demon to pieces with the nails of his hands. That is what happens at dusk. All the different conditions Hiranyakashipu had said to try and gain immortality, Nrsingha there came, and without bypassing any of the boons which Lord Brahma had given to Hiranyakashipu, he killed Nrsingha there. keeping all the boons intact, all the boons intact. So I will stop there. Thank you for allowing me to glorify Lord Nrsingha. If I made any mistakes, my apologies. But that's the appearance and appearance of Lord Nrsingha, disappearance of Hiranyakashipu. Hare Krishna. I believe the next item is the children's drama, perhaps. I hand over to the people in charge. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to Nrsingha Dev Chaturdasi. So this is a bit different to how we usually perform dramas. So the Bal Gopal Club have worked on a new drama for the festival, but it's lockdown style. So taking into account social distancing and the government guidelines, Radharup Devidasi and myself and the children all came up with an idea on how to perform remote dramas. So the children locally recorded their scenes, Radharup organised the rehearsals via Zoom, and then we edited the whole drama on a video editing software. So this is how we managed to put a whole drama together, and this is the way we'll probably be performing dramas, festival dramas, for some time like this now, while we're in lockdown. So please bear with us if there are any technical glitches, but we hope the more we do, the better we'll get at it. So we'll play the drama for you now. So we hope you all enjoy it. And Jai Nrsingha Dev. Thank you to all the kids and thank you to Radharup for helping with the drama. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I am Ghazi, the chief of Nazareth. I am a strict Muslim and these Hindus are going around chanting the names of God loudly. What a disturbance. This should be done quietly in the mind. Guards, go and stop this at once.
Yes, my lord. We will obey your orders.
Yes, my lord. We will go and stop this singing and dancing.
We are here to obey your orders, O King Chamkazi.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Stop this nonsense at once. We are here under order of our Chamkazi.
We will break your instruments so you can no longer sing or chant.
Oh my lord, our Kirtan has been stopped by Chaturdasi.
Yes, we shall break these drums.
Go immediately to all the Vaishnavas and assemble them on the streets. I shall bring out a Kirtan party and take it all over Navadvip. I will see what anyone can do to me. You will see how I burn the Ghazi's house down. Today I shall shower incessant rains of love of Godhead on everyone. Today the atheists will face the final hour. So do not waste a moment, my brothers. Go and deliver this message to everyone. Tell tell them that if they are desirous of seeing Krishna's mystic potency in action, then let them bring a flaming torch with them. I will smash the Ghazi's palace and I will do Kirtan all along. The entire creation is full of my devotees, and when I am present, then what is there to fear?
Quick! Run! Run! The devotees are after us!
They are going to the Ghazi's palace. Where is that rascal Ghazi? I have come to propagate the congregational chanting of the holy name. If anyone tries to cause obstruction, I will annihilate him. Yet even if the most lowly sinner takes part in this chanting, I shall remember him and save him.
Nilambara Thakur was my uncle, and he is your maternal grandfather. So you are my nephew. When a nephew is very angry, his maternal uncle is very tolerant. And also, when the uncle makes an offense, the nephew does not take it very seriously.
My dear maternal uncle, in your city there is always the tumultuous uproar of the congregational chanting of the holy name. As a Mohammedan magistrate, you can oppose Hindu ceremonies, but now you do not forbid them. What is the reason?
After going to the Hindu's house and forbidding congregational chanting, in my dreams that very night I saw a greatly fearful lion roaring very loudly. His body was human and his face was like that of a lion. The lion jumped on me and with his sharp nails he pierced my chest and laughed fiercely. Boring his teeth, he told me,
I have defeated you to teach you a lesson. Because you never created a great disturbance, I must be merciful unto you. But if you do the same again, then I will not be so tolerant. I will kill you and your entire family and all the meat eaters here.
The lion then left, but see the marks of his nails on my chest. I know that Narayana is the supreme god of Hindus, and within my mind I feel that you are the same Narayana.
The chanting of the holy name from your mouth has performed a wonder. It has nullified the reactions of your sinful activities because you have chanted 3 names of the Lord, Hari, Krishna and Narayan. You are undoubtedly the most fortunate and pious. No one should stop the Harinam Sankirtan.
Lord Nrsingha Dev ki jai!
Lord Nrsingha Dev ki jai!
Haribol! Yeah!
Yeah!
Stop it. Ragi, come here.
Namaste Nrsingha. Namaste
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, this item, we thought about it in the morning. Can everybody go get their ghee lamps and aarti trays, or whatever, like we've set up here. And we have Nrsingha Dev Ji. And what we'll do is we'll light together. Guru Sevak will sing, and we can all offer our ghee lamps to Lord Nrsingha Dev, who's just come out of the pillar. And alongside, we just got Radharaman's little picture as well, because tomorrow Radharaman Ji will appear. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I thought the drama was brilliant. Big round of applause for the children. And the way they put it together was amazing, you know. So now we have potential to do loads of dramas, even if we don't even meet each other. So what I'll do is now I'll stand up and I'll light the ghee lamp. Just wait about 2-3 minutes because it's 10. What time is it exactly? 1:45. Okay, well, we'll just wait 5 minutes. And just like to say a few things. You know, devotees always rely on Lord Nrsingha Dev. You know, and whenever we drive, we say Nrsingha Dev prayers. When we go out, we say Nrsingha Dev prayers. Please continue to do so. It's unique to ISKCON. Many other devotees always say, why do you say Nrsingha Dev prayers? So we know stories of, you know, people being saved by this prayer, even in an accident or something, and they've had marks of like a lion's paw has scratched them or something. There was incident in South Africa with a girl. So there's so many incredible stories. And so we shouldn't think it's a make-believe thing. Lord Nrsingha, Chand Kazi showed the signs. He said he got scratches on his chest. And our Jagannath Ji sometimes turns into Nrsingha Dev mood as well. And there are stories of that as well. Pundrik Vidya Nidhi, you know, he criticized the Pandays of Jagannath Puri, and Jagannath Ji came and slapped him. And Pundrik Vidya Nidhi is, you know, father of Radharani. So, you know, Jagannath is very, very special. He can take on any form. The pujaris have done an incredible job today, getting the, I think, we're a round of applause for the pujaris. They got the abhishek together. And I would say the credit also goes to, you know, Anuragi and Alok for engineering it. You want to see the wires here. There's loads of wires and everything. And they were working on the program, how to transmit this. and they were having difficulties and whatever. So looks like Lord Nrsingha, they wanted to have this program, so he made it work just before they transmitted. So this is very, very impressive. So I hope you got your altar ready. I can see Prem Prakash, Gaurang's altar is ready, and the family is ready. Vidur is ready. Radharup is ready. These are some of the screens I can see. So what we'll do now is, I think it's time we will, you want to say something? Okay, so ready, everybody? You got a match. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Namaste Nrsingha Praladana Nrsingha Bharado Nrsingha Chatuyami Tato Nrsingha Bahi Nrsingha Hridaye Nrsingha Nrsingha Motin Sharanam Prabhade Nrsingha Motin Sharanam Prabhade Tavakara Kamalavane Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Anubringa Keshavadita Harahari Loka Jai Jagadi Shahare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tavatara Kamalavane Adbhuta Shringaya Dalita Keshavadita Narahari Ropa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadrita Narari Rupa, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Lakshmi Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha, Jayo Lakshmi Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha, Jayo Lakshmi Nrsingha, Lakshmi Nrsingha, Jayo Lakshmi Nrsingha, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Swagatam Nrsingha Dev, Suswagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam Nrsingha Swagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam, Suswagatam, Sharanagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam, Suswagatam, Sharanagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam, Suswagatam, Sharanagatam Nrsingha Dev, Swagatam, Suswagatam, Sharanagatam
congratulations, badai ho. So now you don't start eating yet. The dusk is at 9:30. And at 9:30, you can see all this prasadam is ready. Some people were debating whether it's a Kadshi feast or grain feast. And from what I know, and I've heard discussions, Prabhupada was saying for Janamastami and Gaur Purnima should be a Kadshi feast. The rest of the festivals, you give the Lord, a full feast like that. So today we've been busy as well. You can see some of the offerings here. I'm sure you got the same, but wait till 9:30. And after that, you can honor the prasad. Abhidu Prabhu, you got something to say? Yeah.
Yes, I would like to speak. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on, I think. Is he on?
I'm on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I hope everybody, you enjoyed this festival. I want to actually really thank the technical team. I mean, I'm impressed with the drama, how the incorporated elements of Bollywood, not Hollywood, Hollywood, technical effects. So well done to all of you, amazing, well done. I was impressed especially by the AC unit Chankasi had in his room. Chankasi. But no, well done to all of you. I also want to thank, Alok, Anuragi, and perhaps Guru Sevak on the technical side of setting the whole thing up. You must have really put your mind to it. I'm taking this quite some time to get it all working well. And I would like to remind tomorrow is Thursday, and as usual, is it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? We go out and clap. We clap for the health workers, the people who work. I always felt that I can't just stand there and clap. I mean, that doesn't do much. I think so. What I've been doing is while I'm clapping, I'm singing the Nrsingha. Haridas, you said you'll be blowing your conch shell.
Always do.
Yeah. So please, because nursing, remember when Vishwamitra came to take Ram and Lakshman, the yagya he was doing was for Vishwa Shanti, universal peace. And every Ekadashi at Jagannath Puri, they do the lamp, the ghee light at the top of the dome. That's for Vishwa Shanti. So tomorrow, as devotees, can we go out and clap for Vishwa Shanti, for everyone's well-being, and sing Nrsingha while you're doing it. So that's just a suggestion. And lastly, in this difficult times, our temple, as you saw, is carrying on. The two pujaris are carrying on solidly. Well done to them. And festivals like this, please, we are doing our best. So, a couple of us, to continue some revenue generation, but it's very difficult. We are applying for grants and other things, but doesn't mean everybody else relaxes. So please, at festivals, it's almost like a duty, but please give something. And you can do a bank transfers. This is a festival. Every festival, just try and automatically give. That'd be very much appreciated. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Jai. Jai Jai Nrsingha Deva ki Jai.